92. Chapter number 16, Surah An-Nahl, ayah number 92. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، واللعنة الله على الظالمين من الأولين والآخرين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وقوله الحق: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تكونوا كالتي نقضت غزلها من بعد قوة أنكاثا تتخذون أيمانكم دخلا بينكم أن تكون أمة هي أربى من أمة. إنما يبلوكم الله به وليبينن لكم يوم القيامة ما كنتم فيه تختلفون. آمنا بالله. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Awaited Savior of humanity, Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, my respected teachers, elders, sisters and brothers, Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Usikum wa nafsi bittaqwa Allah wal wara'a fi dinina. I call myself and all of you towards God consciousness and piety in the way of the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the system of Allah, there is what is known as the sunan of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a sunnah. He has sunan. He has ways and laws and rules. And I don't mean laws in terms of ahkam, like wudu or zakat. Laws that govern the universe. Some of these are physical laws like gravity, but the majority of them are moral laws that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed, and through the Quran and through the ahadith has told us that these laws exist, and when we engage in them, we are held accountable to those laws. And that things between the alim al-shuhud and alim al-ghayb come together by virtue of us interacting with those laws. Let me give you an example, simple one, and you will understand what type of sunnah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has established in this world. You have heard, for example, many ahadith tell us that the one who gives sadaqah lengthens his life. You have heard, for example, the one who does qat'i raham, who breaks ties with his blood family members, their life is shortened. And the opposite, the one who keeps the ties to their family, their life is lengthened. These are laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is nowhere that says in any constitution that these are the laws of the land. These are the laws with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we engage with these laws and we are blessed by them, or we reduce our blessings by them. And by virtue of knowing that these are the laws of Allah, the divine laws of Allah, we also can know the outcomes of matters before they've even occurred. Because if one transgresses the law of Allah, they know the inevitable outcome that is going to occur. This is an introduction for us. Look at this ayah. Chapter number 16, Surah An-Nahl, ayah number 92. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّتِي نَقَضَتْ غَزْلَهَا مِنْ بَعْدِ قُوَّةٍ أَنْكَاثًا. Do not be like the woman who foolishly unravels her yarn after it's been firmly spun. What is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala trying to tell us? It's a metaphor, isn't it? person who is a khayat, person who, for example, sews, person who is a tailor for a living, we all know the importance of making sure that your workmanship is good, making sure that when you sew something, you tie something, that the knot doesn't come undone quickly, otherwise the entire thing of what you have sewn will also come apart, correct? Similarly here, my Abba, if there is a thread that I can pull on, the entirety of the Abba starts to become unraveled, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying this, don't be like that person who has spun their yarn well, tightly, but then unravels it themselves. Meaning what? Don't be the cause of your own downfall. Don't be the one who unravels all the good work that you have done. This is an ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us as a principle of anything in life. A person spends years establishing themselves in work, in the community, and one act, 1 foot wrong, can unravel all the good work that they have done. The reputation goes, everything that they have built goes, the trust in the community goes. It is the same for a person in work, it is the same for a person in family. This is a principle of life. Don't unravel the things that you have worked hard to be able to create. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shifts to a specific example. So don't be like her who unravels her yarn after it is firmly spun. And then he gives a very specific example. Continue the ayah. تَتَّخِذُونَ أَيْمَانَكُمْ دَخَلًا بَيْنَكُمْ. Like the one who takes oaths as a means of deceiving one another in order of a stronger group. So, a person can be sitting with several people, several groups, and I take an oath, I'm going to help you, I'm going to help you, I'm going to help you. But the moment I leave that room, I have no intention of helping. Or I have more intention of working with you than with you. I was only using that gathering as a means of taking an oath to you, giving you a commitment, telling you I'm going to do something, but really, I'm using this to play a game. So link the two statements together. Don't be like her who unravels her yarn after it's spun firmly, like the one who gives oaths to different groups in order to play them off, in order to end up working with only the stronger one at the deficit of another. What's the relationship between these two parts of the ayah? That if you are the one who goes about giving an oath to this group and to this person and to this group, I'm going to work with you, I'm going to serve you, and then ultimately I'm only going to serve my interests or one person's interests, I will undo all the good work that I have done. That's the link between this part of the ayah. Continues. إِنَّمَا يَبْلُوكُمُ اللَّهُ بِهِ. Indeed, Allah tests you through this. You see, when you are sitting with a group and you're giving an oath to this group, to this party, this interest, this person, and ultimately you are not really going to fulfill what you say, you're only going to unravel the work that you have spent in years building your reputation, building your workplace. Allah tests you through this. He wants to see how you are in these moments when you're in front of so many different people, to see, will you keep up with what you said? Will you fulfill what you promised? And if not, I will make sure everything comes apart. It may seem so strong. Look what he says. بَعْدَ قُوَّةٍ أَنْكَاثًا. Like Allah is testifying, you did everything well. It was so strongly spun. But somehow things fell apart. This is the sunnah of Allah. إِنَّمَا يَبْلُوكُمُ اللَّهُ بِهِ وَلِيُبَيِّنَنَّ لَكُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ مَا كُنْتُمْ فِيهِ تَخْتَلِفُونَ. And on the Day of Judgment, Allah will make clear to you the differences between yourselves. Okay. Why should this ayah be a point of reflection? You've spent your whole career being a human rights lawyer. Then you shifted into politics. And you spent your years ascending through the labor ranks. And then you stood in front of the country and you promised that you were going to fix it after 10 years of a far-right Tory austerity rule. But in order to get there, what did you have to sell of your soul? If you went back 2 years ago, how many people would have seen that this would have unraveled so quickly? It's only been a few weeks. It's unraveled in front of our eyes. I bet right now, Prime Minister Starmer is waking up. Well, I hope he's already awake by now. But he's in a state of shock. He must be thinking to himself, how did he get to this? 2 years? And actually we've accomplished so many things. How did he get to this point? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us there are things that we do in life that can unravel everything that has been done in a moment. We have to be conscious of those laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is an ayah that if a person understands it, they know well in advance that there are things in the system of Allah that if they do it, the outcome for them will never be actual success. The barakah of that matter will be taken away from them. And as a result of there being no barakah in business, in the family, in the community, if things are done wrong in politics, these are not specific laws to one element of life. Me and you can be engaged in anything, but starting it off in the wrong way. Or as an example in the ayah, making promises to everyone and then not fulfilling them, not having a vision, not stepping forward, these things will ultimately come back to bite you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, don't be like that person who unravels everything that you have done in a moment, because that can happen. It's a hadith of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh. This one is from Nahj al-Balagha. Imam alayhi salam says the following: Al-hajar al-ghasbu fi ad-dari rahnun ala kharabiha. Meaning that one stone that is taken through ghasbi, through usurpation, one stone, al-hajar al-ghasbu fi ad-dar, one stone taken from the house in as a usurpation, rahnun ala kharabiha, is a guarantee of its destruction. One stone. If a person is going to build something, the hadith is telling us that every stone that is legitimately available to you, use it to be able to build your house. Doesn't mean literally stone here. It's saying everything that is available to you, use it. But the moment you take even one thing that is ghasb and add it to what you are doing, beware, the entirety of your house is guaranteed to fall down. This is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not, He is ultimately adil. So He doesn't allow for things that are outside of adl to prosper unless there is a specific reason for it. So this hadith, or this ayah, is very important for anyone who comes forward now. Imagine you were sitting with the potential candidates. From one perspective, it's a good thing that Andy Burnham is going to be given a chance to enter into the race. What it means is that there might actually be a genuine conversation in the country about what the government ought to be for us. And it is obvious to say that between candidates, if there is a big difference, then there is a bigger conversation to be had. There is a wider discussion to be had. If all the candidates are ultimately aligned on one policy, there is no way for us to have a healthy discussion and debate on it. Look what the ayah says. تَتَّخِذُونَ أَيْمَانَكُمْ دَخَلًا بَيْنَكُمْ. There will be people who enter and they'll take oaths from each group. They'll stand in front of the country and they'll say, we're going to do this, and we're going to rebuild the country like this, and we're going to go forward like this. But ultimately, if you make those promises and then turn your back on those promises, you will be slung out on your ear just like Keir Starmer is about to be slung out on his ear. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying there is a principle to this. Don't unravel everything that you have worked hard to be able to do, because you take certain missteps that take away the barakah, the prosperity of what you are doing. So, this country is on a very quick path towards an Americanization. Its media, its politics, its level of education, its finances, people living in desperate poverty and are drowning too much on a day-to-day basis to be able to really make a change or care of what's going on. If the candidates are not frank with the country about where the country needs to go to be able to take us out of this decline in its politics, decline in its social norms, if it is not serious about those conversations and it presents it to the country as a 5-year plan, as an 8-year plan, then you will definitely see that in the next 3 years, the surge of the far right, the Reform Party, and the likelihood in 3 years' time of them becoming the dominant force in this country. And what would you say the country will look like after 3 years of a reform campaign and then 5 years of a reform government? What will the next 8 years of this country look like? Those candidates that are going to be standing to be the next prime minister, if they take this sort of ayah very seriously, or if logic helped them to understand the notion of this ayah, everything that they will claim and can build would be undone. And ultimately, it is us, it is me and you and the people of this country that are going to suffer. These are principles that me and you take into our own lives, that if we understand we don't do things that take away the barakah from what we have achieved, we don't make those missteps that ultimately unravel all the good things that we have accomplished in whatever aspect of life that we are involved in. Inshallah, we will spend a lot more time talking about this tomorrow night when we commemorate the martyrdom anniversary of our 9th holy Imam, Imam Muhammad al-Taqi al-Jawad, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi. As we discuss certain elements of his life that are very useful to us in these moments. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasten the appearance of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be alongside him at all times in our life and in our death. We ask you, Ya Allah, there are many people around the world going through such desperate times, those people in a state of war, oppression, poverty, homelessness, disease, and disaster. Grant them more safety, security, and victory for the sake of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. And we ask you, Ya Allah, in the final moments of our life, we die in the love of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. Wassalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.